So the next section here, labeled 2018, this will grow with each year. So when we hit 2020, which is the next rollover, it will show the 2019, where you can go back and it'll say here, like, purchase market research reports for 2018. We didn't purchase any. If you do purchase some, it will tell you which ones you purchased. So you don't, it's like, oh, did I purchase that one last year? And you're not sure, and then you buy it again, and it doesn't really do anything. It can kind of helps you from like stopping buying like the same report 2 years back to back where it might not help. So we also get some free market research reports, which include your industry benchmark report, market information, product details, product contributions, and decisions, which were all up here in key reports. And you can go see these for that year. So since we're right now in 2018, which is the previous year on this simulation, we can see the industry benchmark report, which we see here, here. This is the current one for 2018. So when we go ahead a year, we can look back at this exact same one, which is a really nice thing to do. You can see it's like, oh yeah, no, we were starting strong, then we dropped off, or hey, we started bad, but we brought it up since then. It's just nice to be able to see where you've come from and what you might need to improve on if you need to improve. So moving into the actual fun part of the simulation, where you get to have your product and make all the decisions, and this is where you make your money. So looking at this screen here, let me just go back a quick screen. Okay, so this little screen here in the corner shows you your results, so your total marketing contribution. Right now we're sitting at 14 million. Marketing contribution is 14 million because we've had our first year, and then sales, we've made 99 million in sales, which according to these arrows is we're on track, kind of in just like a linear path. So with our decisions right now, it looks like we will kind of just stay exactly where we are. It's not going to be better than this year or worse than last year. I think if you just click them, yeah, it will open up this thing here. It tells you, or shows you how it's calculated, and you can also see all these. You can print these. It's a really nice feature. Up here in the corner, we have our forecast contribution, which is based on the decisions that we have made right now. That's what we're forecasted to make. There's our total budget, which is 25 million, and remaining of that 25 million is 7.38. So after we make decisions, these numbers will go up or down based on what we do. So starting off here, we have our pricing section for our Sonic, which we can change the name to here. If you don't like the name Sonic, maybe you're a Mario fan or a Zelda fan, you can name it whatever you want. I don't know why they came with Sonic. Maybe it's more of just like an air, like a Sonic Blast or Sonic Wave. But my mind goes Sonic the Hedgehog. So where we can start with here is our retail price. So this period's decisions based off last year's is we have we are pricing it at $100 a unit, and we have a retail margin of 35%. So what that means is the wholesale price, we get 65, they get the remaining $35, $100. They get 35% of that, which is $35. Costs us $44 to make each unit, and the unit margin from there is $21. So we can increase the price, decrease the price. We're going to decrease the price for this one. We're going to go just $5 off. We're going to sell them for $95, and we're going to keep the $35 margin. So if we click apply, now we're making $61.75, and our unit margin is $17.75. So we're actually making less because we're selling it for less. So if we were to, let's say, decrease this to 30% and apply, now we're making $66.50 and $22.50, so we're making more. So forecasting our sales, the only decision we get to make in this one is forecasting how many units we're going to sell. So right now, we're thinking we're selling 1.5 million. We have a range up to a really weird random 3,040,401, which is, I guess, 100 times what we have in stock. And so we have 30,000 in stock, and so that means with this decision we have to order that many units. And then our actual sales from the previous period was 1.52. So I'm going to change this to that, I think. Is that right? Yeah, okay. So it adjusts it for some reason to, what is that, 2 units off. I'm not sure exactly why, but we basically increased it to 1,550,000 as opposed to 1,500,000 because we sold 520,000 units. So we're gonna aim for 550,000, but obviously with a million in front, you know, here we can change the name, and we have this little section here uh, telling us the product sales history of that product, which you can print. I recommend maybe printing or at least viewing. Yeah, I'd view at least as many reports as you can each year, and print off if you really need it, especially if you're in a group. Maybe if you're meeting up, like, hey, I'm in charge of the advertising section. I printed off some advertising things. These are the decisions I want to make. What do you guys think? That's what I would say. But other than that, just really read all the reports. It's really helpful. Um, if not, you're gonna be guessing the entire way through, and if you're gonna guess the whole way through, I mean, you can come out on top, you can come out at the bottom, you can come out wherever. It's random, but at least if you're, making, you know, educated guesses, or you're gonna probably have a better go. So next up, we have the advertising section, which again is just advertising and the reports, which is our advertising history, which you can print off if need be. So our advertising decisions, right now we only have the advertising. If you remember under the key reports, which I'll go grab again, we have product advertising as well as sales promotion. Sales promotion you get next year in your second rollover. So we'll go over that next year. But as for now, with advertising, we have our advertising budget, which I'm thinking we're going to increase. We're going to increase it to 8 million because they're spending 8 million on theirs, and we want to level the playing field. So now what we do is we have how much percentage of this 8 million do we want to put towards TV, newspapers, magazines, and digital media? Digital media being like social media and stuff like that, emails. And basically everything that's not TV, newspapers, or magazines, that's digital. That's digital media. So these 4 boxes here, the total has to equal 100%. You can't go 100, 100, 100, 100. That's 400%. Doesn't work. So you got to be a little bit strategic with your numbers here, depending on what you want. And if you want a nice little hint where these numbers are, if you go into market information, your media viewing habits, the proportion of each segment that can be reached by different media channels is shown below. So we're working on a standard product, right? So 91% on TV, 58 newspapers, 42 magazines, 85 digital media. So if we're looking at our decisions now, TV and newspapers are sitting at 0%, magazines at 40, and digital media 60. So if we go back and look at this report, we might want to maybe increase newspaper magazines and then just throw a little tiny bit into TV or digital media. Or you can dump everything into TV and digital media, go 50-50, because a lot of people are viewing your product through these means, right? And it says here, because people, obviously it's like, no, I only watch TV. I don't look at newspapers, magazines, or digital media, or vice versa. The numbers are going to equal more than 100% because, hey, I watch TV, I might read a magazine, and I obviously partake in digital media. Might not read a newspaper, but, I fit into those 3 of the 4 categories. So combine viewing habits with the media reach information below for an optimal advertising mix, which is this area here, which shows you like, okay, if you're spending 6 million, let's say, or since we're spending 8, we'll look here, 8 million on newspapers boosts it up to here, and magazines up to here, but not so much over here. So, looking at those two things, make your decisions. So I guess for ours, TV, we'll do 5 on TV, and we'll do 10 on digital media, which gives us 45 to work with. So that would be 45, correct? It gives us 100. So I guess those will be our decisions for that. Quickly going over forecast results. It says here sales revenue is right now we're sitting at 98 million. Like it says here, sales 99, 98.8. So that's where that is, and it's saying that we are going to make 4% more. Our gross margin is going to increase by 9%. Our marketing contribution is going down by 7%. And marketing contribution is going to be down 1% of our actual sales. So it's saying we're doing something that they might not consider right. But we're going to keep those anyway. Budgeting, spending. Yep, so it says that we basically spent 4 million, which we did. We doubled our advertising. Marketing contribution forecast. Again, it's kind of just going over in more detail what the first report had. Product contribution, same thing. And our current decisions, like I said, these would update. So that's gone down $5, 5%. That's increased the almost 50,000. And now it's showing our new advertising decisions. So with that, we go over here and we can roll over. And since this has to go all the way technically to New Zealand and back, it usually does take the full 30 seconds, if not a little longer. So don't worry if it takes a little long. I'll show this in real time. So you can just see exactly how long sometimes a rollover can take. And then in the next part, when we head into our second year, we'll go over what our decisions did from this year, how they affected the business for that year. So we'll go over in part 2 what those decisions actually did for us and any new decisions that we can now make as it is our second year.